NCA, operating within its express statutory mandate, took enforcement against 64 radio stations for clear violations of the Electronic Communications Act. These were not arbitrary decisions, but legally required responses to stations operating without valid authorizations, some for years. Within hours, the President issued a directive countermanding this lawful regulatory action. The President has effectively declared that regulatory law is optional when it conflicts with his political preferences. Ladies and gentlemen, Section 2.1 of the Electronic Communications Act is unambiguous. A person shall not operate an electronic communications network or provide an electronic communications service without an authorization from the authority. Regulation 56.1 requires renewal applications at least 3 months before the expiry of the authorization. Section 73.3 grants the NCA specific powers to issue a cease and desist order, suspend or terminate the license, and take any other action that it considers appropriate. These are not suggestions, ladies and gentlemen. They are the laws of the land. Ladies and gentlemen, nowhere in the law or our constitution is the President granted the authority to override independent regulatory enforcement. Parliament deliberately granted these powers to the NCA to insulate technical regulatory decisions from political interference. When the President substitutes his judgment for statutory authority, he violates the fundamental principle that in a democracy, institutions operate according to law and not the executive whim of law with that of the rule of men. The question before us is simple. Will you defend the Constitution, or we will watch silently as executive power devours the independence of our institutions?